If you've been in the Angus business more than a couple of years, chances are you've met Jim Rentz. An Ohioan by birth, Rentz fell in love with the Black Dotties as a boy, and the breed has left an indelible mark on his life ever since.
Well, when I was young in 4-H, I was showing Guernseys, and at our county fair one day I looked out and saw some Angus cattle going back to a different barn, and I wondered what they were. Had never seen such a deep-bodied, short-legged, thick female or females that were going into that building. So we bought our first registered Angus cattle back in '52 and have been in it ever since.
Rentz became a passionate student of Angus cattle, scouring through the pages of cattle magazines, memorizing the pedigrees and bloodlines, and gaining insights into the landscape of the cattle business. In the late 1950s, Rentz took a temporary position with the Aberdeen Angus Journal, working odd jobs in the office. It wasn't too long before Dale Runyon, the longtime Journal general manager, recognized the young man's talent and offered him a permanent position as a field man.
We traveled hard throughout the days, visiting herds. It was a way to get to know the breeders and know what they had in the way of their cattle. And I've always felt that that was an important part of being on the road, was to know as much as you could about every breeder that you could possibly get to know.
Traveling the countryside allowed Rentz to meet the colorful and influential people in the cattle industry. People like J.B. McCorkle, the famed sale manager and promoter, Paul Good, Ham James, and Ray Sims, the most influential auctioneers of their day, and J. Garrett Tolan, the Illinois breeder who developed the Eileen Mere bloodline, arguably the most popular of its day. Even Hollywood got into the act, with world-famous celebrities buying farms and investing in Angus cattle. It was a glamorous, golden era.
When you went to a show or a sale, you dressed up. And if you look at those photos and so on of the International Livestock Show in Denver, the men were wearing ties and coats and their hats, and the ladies were dressed, I mean, like they were going out for the evening with dresses and high heels and so on. And I guess I look back at that, I thought it was very nice when you think about it. Now, you know, everybody's in their jeans and their ball caps and what have you, and very informal, but it did carry a different style. I'll never forget working a sale that was there early, and they said, well, now somebody's got to go to the airport and get Jack Hudson. He gets in at 1 o'clock. We got to have him out here and get him out here early. And I thought, well, who is Jack Hudson? Thought he must really be a big buyer. Well, come to find out, a little while later, why, I'm walking through the barn, and here's a man setting up the bar. He was the bartender from Kansas City that covered all of the major sales almost. I mean, that was, you advertised in the Angus Journal, you advertised in Drover's Journal, you hired your auctioneers, and you hired Jack Hudson. And it was kind of unique, and he knew exactly what those major players were, what they wanted, and very smooth, but that was part of the system.
In the early 1970s, Rentz left the Journal to start his own auction company, managing many of the prominent sales of the decade. He also focused more of his energy on his own Angus herd, Creekside Farm. Today, he and his wife, Judy, have 3 kids, Sherry, Doug, and Nick, and 3 grandchildren. In the mid-2000s, Rentz began writing Angus Trails and Tales, a book about his life in the Angus business.
Well, I guess little did I know when I first saw that first Angus heifer at our county fair where it was going to take me. But just very fortunate to start in a period of time when there was a great set of people traveling, and also the managers and owners of farms. I felt added to my lifestyle. I certainly didn't realize that I'd be where I'm at today. I did a little bit like, I guess, my book of Angus Trails and Tales. It's been a good ride and a good trip.